Hey everybody, Coach Mark here. Wanted to give you a quick tutorial on how to use your Train Heroic app. First thing, you should receive an email with your access code. So once you receive that email within 24 hours, if you don't, make sure and let us know. But once you do receive that email, you will enter it right there where it says enter access code. Once you do that, it'll ask you to create a username and profile. Once you create a username and profile, you can go ahead and log in. Now I already have a login, so I'm gonna go ahead and use my login here. Once I log into the app, I'm going to go ahead and it'll take me right to the day. Today's date. Once it takes me to today's date, you can see your programming. Now, I have a ton of programming that I use and program for others, so I'm going to go ahead and filter for just the run team, which you will see. Once you have the run team, you'll see the day, and it'll give you a quick synopsis. Up at the top, you can always change your weeks. Right now, at the top, it'll automatically default to the week that we are on now and the day we are on today. So once I'm ready, I'm going to go ahead and hit start session. Start session will ask you a few questions. This helps kind of give you and us an idea of where everybody is in their programming and training. Once we got that, you'll see coach's instructions. Make sure you guys read that. Make sure there's not any specific instructions that we want you guys to do to that day, as well as maybe set the week up and what's going to happen the next week. First things first is we have a mile run. Once we do that mile run, we go ahead and enter in our time here on the side. Once we enter that time, we go ahead and also there is a second entry, and when there's a second entry, you will have a time for the leaderboard, and I'll show you what that means here in a second. So once I have that log time, I can go back and then I can see, even before I list it, where everybody is on the leaderboard. So everybody on the team that are doing the mile test will have their time written down. Now, it's something that you can use for motivation. Friends that you might be training with, you can see there wherever they're at, as well as give you guys a little bit of friendly competition to keep you guys motivated. The other thing you'll see right next to the 1 mile run listing, right to the left of the calculator, is a little clock. Once you click that, that's also important because it'll give you any time you actually did the 1 mile run. So all of your history of doing that will be listed. So that date is clickable. So when you click that, it'll go back to the date that you last did or your history of that run. And so that way you can see your time so that you can better that time in this particular run or go off whatever the program is for the previous run. Anyway, it'll let you see that. So once we have that, now we go on to the second part of it, which is I have two listed for this test, is Marathon A and Marathon B. Remember, Marathon, that's going to be your particular programming. If you are running or training for the half marathon, it'll say half marathon. If you're training for the 5K, it'll say 5K. So those are the programs that you do. And they will all be listed in level 1, level 2, and level 3. This one particular has a max distance in 10 minutes for level 1. So say, for instance, I was level 1. I want to go ahead and log my miles, and let's say I did 1.6 miles in that time. That also will post to the leaderboard as we talked about previously. Second part is Marathon B. Once I'm done there, Marathon B, it'll have my level 1, 30 minutes of recovery pace and 8 by 50 meter strides. Now, the cool thing about this program is anytime there is a movement or any kind of particular skill that we want you to work on and we don't think that everybody understands, there'll always be a video. So that tips and video right there will tell you exactly what we want on your strides. It'll take you to a video you can play actually inside of your app, so you know what we mean.
Mandy's getting ready to demonstrate
strides are.
a drill that we call strides.
So very helpful. Once we mark that, we mark completed, we move on, we're finished with the workout. We go ahead and list our intensity of that workout, what we thought. The training time will be automatically calculated from the time you push start session to the time you finish the session. And then finally at the bottom on the notes, you can write any notes you want in so that it keeps it for you. You can make them private or public where everybody else will see your notes. Once you're done, you go ahead and click finish session. The last thing we want you guys to understand is important is this little bottom quotation icon here at the very center. That will actually give us a feed into any of our members or any of your team on the 915 run team. Currently, the feed is obviously empty, but anybody who is on that team will see this feed, so also the coaches will as well. So if you have any kind of specific questions that anybody can answer, you can post them here or send us an email, but the way you post that is go ahead and hit that plus sign. That plus sign will take you, you can add a photo, you can ask a question there or post something to the feed. And that's it for the Train Heroic app. We hope you guys enjoy this app. It's definitely a very powerful tool.